Welcome back from Graphicxtras. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the gradient map and text to create interesting text distortions. Now there's many different gradients available on Graphicxtras.com. Actually there's a 32,000 gradient set, and I'm just going to go and quickly select some text. Just going to type some text. Gradient, that's fairly basic. Just extend that out, quickly flatten that, and using the gradient map, I think the gradient maps work best with text if you actually slightly blur the text. It doesn't work particularly well if it's just basic straight text, so I'm just going to go to filter, blur, and a little bit of blur, so not too much, enough to still see the words. Right, okay. Now, image, adjustments, gradient map. Now, obviously with the default one, not really much change at all. Just going to click on that, and I've got a selection, like I say, of gradients from Graphicxtras. I'm just going to select one of those, and straight away you can actually see the text has slightly changed. It's got a lot thinner. Now, one of the weird things I always find with the gradient map is that the dialogue, the gradient editor, should actually really change and should disable these, because the transparency, these stops, they do nothing. So you can change that, makes no difference whatsoever as far as I can see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never noticed any difference. Right, so if you actually just go there, black, select that, drag that across, you can see it obviously becomes much sharper again. Actually, I'm going to get rid of those because they're just a bit of a distraction, so I'm just going to remove those so you can actually see the entire gradient, and you can stretch that so it actually becomes closer to what it was before. Move that the other direction, it becomes thinner again. Move that across. So basically, if you keep the black over there, it becomes very, very, very thin text. So you can create very, very subtle text there. And of course, at this point you can also add additional colours. So I'm just going to actually, just by adding that, you can see it's actually faded some of the text. There's odd signs of text there, so I'm just going to recolour that. Just double click on that, maybe make that red, orange there, and straight away, just by simply moving that around, you can actually create like burnt like text. Very quick and easy way of creating sort of burnt text. Drag that across a bit more, darker. So again, like I say, it gives that sort of, you can just see a very subtle edge to the text. And that's quite a quick way of showing you about gradient maps and text. Click OK. And of course, at that point, once you've done all that, you can of course still apply other effects. Also, you can use the good old fade gradient map and go through, and again it's even better there. It actually looks even more slightly burnt in text, and so on and so on. So you've got a slight glow there to the text, difference, and so on and so on. And of course you can change the opacity as well. Right, that's a quick and easy way of just showing a very subtle. Obviously you could actually apply the blur even more, maybe to create a slightly wider size of gradient map material to work with, but let's say it doesn't really work without the blur. I think it's best to use the blur, and of course you can use it, combine other text as well as other effects, and of course you can continue now and just go there, click OK, and go to filter, apply blur again, click OK, and you can continue now on with gradient map again. Again, this default one's not particularly very effective, but certainly again you can select more text here, double click, just click on that, move that, and change the position of that, just go over there, and so on and so on, and add additional colour, just go red there, and you can even see slight burning in of the text. Just move that across and you can actually see sort of outline structure appearing with the text. Anyway, that's a quick run through of the gradient map filter or adjustment in Photoshop. I'm using CC, but it could of course be for CS6, etc. PC or Mac. Again, I say, if you want to check out for more filters and tutorials and presets and loads of things on Graphicxtras.com, and of course also on the YouTube channel. I'm always adding new tutorials every couple of days.